Hello friends and welcome to the channel. My name is Ryan Abair and this is where I share my insights, and today I'm talking about do it anyway and do it any way. I want to talk about the seeming difference between faith and fear, and how when you pay close attention you'll recognize that those two things are identical. And we're going to talk about how to navigate through what seems to be holding you back. Stick around. I hope by the time that you watch this video, you will think carefully about what appears to be two different phenomena: faith and fear. Now, these two things, which we all experience, seem different, but depend entirely upon each other and are essentially the same. And you can see this principle everywhere. I'm a performer, or I was, and I would give public performances in music. And I enjoyed it immensely. But the feeling of butterflies and nerves and, oh my God, what have I gotten myself into? That danced in my gut. So I was so hyped up, I didn't quite understand the difference between nerves, and nervous, or fear. There's like a blurry line, like I want to, but I don't want to. There was a famous performer in music. He was an organist, and every time he would, before he'd go out on stage, he'd think, why do I do this to myself? And it's that vacillation between nerves or excitement and fear that if you get still enough, you realize I can't tell the difference between being excited and being afraid. Wanting to and not wanting to. I can't really tell the difference between those two things. And you see this principle everywhere. In our language, you use language like, I was scared to death. That's an interesting phenomenon, being scared to death. Like those are, I call that flat earth thinking. Like you have two total polarizing ideas. Being scared of death and being scared to death. Okay, where does this cliff connect? Oh, when the universe is circular, spherical, the earth is spherical, it's being afraid of sailing your ship to the horizon because you can't see. Yet being tantalized by, well, what's over the edge? I'm scared to creep up to the edge, merely to find that it keeps going. And you kind of pick up on this. And that's why you hear people say, lean into the fear, because that's what's calling you. Well, here's some ways that this principle is at work in our lives and we don't even recognize it. Let's take something kind of funny like public sex. Happens all the time. People have sex in the woods, in public places, and it is forbidden. It is taboo to have sexual intercourse in broad daylight. Right? But yet, the idea of getting caught is tantalizing. That's why people do it. The very risk draws them into it. And that's why people engage in it. You see? It's twisted. What you are afraid of secretly calls you. Sounds like faith to me. Sounds like the ingredients of some fishy thing going on. Haunted houses are another. Scary movies. Oh, I don't want to see all the blood and guts, so I'm going to cover my eyes. And we leave a little slit to just take a peek at what we don't want to see. You get it? Like, you're scared to death, but you're still, you're creeped out, but you want to creep up. You want to see the blood. You want to see the guts. You want to see the bad side, and you want to see the good. You want to see over the edge. It's like wanting to jump out of an airplane. I just want to jump. Oh, I don't want to jump. I want to jump. It's just like this little teeter-tottering together. And if you stop for a minute, you realize that fear and excitement are the same. And what is preventing you is what makes it possible. And that your whole purpose is simply to recognize that fear is a trick or an illusion or a deception, and it can be overcome. One of the first places to start is in death. I mean, are you really afraid to die? Well, think about that one. We don't want to think about it. See? What you avert. Oh, no, I don't want to think about my own death. I don't want to contemplate that. And then the doctor calls and says, oh, you got to come in because we found a spot. We need a biopsy. You go get a biopsy. And then you go to the oncologist. The oncologist tells you, oh, you have 3 months to live. And then you act completely like, oh my God, I'm going to die. As if you didn't know. Right? So we pretend. Fear is pretense. That what I'm about to face, or the future, or whatever, is a pretend. It's kind of like pretend, oh, I don't want to go in the haunted house. Ooh, scary man. You see? You don't recognize you're just in a haunted house. It's all set up. You don't recognize you're in the universe. It's all set up like that. So, faith is a naughty word to a lot of people because it's all about God and religion. Well, let's put it in different terms. Courage and shyness. Does that make you think differently? Oh, I'm so shy, but I'm secretly drawn to these people and would love to be a part of the group. Faith and fear, nervousness and excitement, courage and what would be an opposite of courage? Feeling you can't. Here's a good one. I can and I can't. It's pretend. Both of those are a belief that have no difference. And most people don't stop long enough to know that it's a belief. I can and I cannot is a belief. Oh. That means I can do it anyway. Despite what I believe, I can do it anyway, despite what might be spouted off in my head as no. And our lives move so fast. The flat earth mentality of you're being stopped, you have an opposition, you have obstacles, you're going to argue for your limits. Oh no, I can't do this. I can't jump out of an airplane. Ooh. I can't die. Ooh. See how pretensive it feels now that you sort of examine it? Oh, I don't want to see what's in the haunted house. Ooh, help me. I'm trying to over-dramatize what fear is, and it really is. It's just an overreaction to something that goes bump in the night. Spiritually minded people, it doesn't mean that if you suddenly become spiritually conscious and aware that you won't get startled here and there. But you must realize you can't strip out vulnerability. You can't take away all the variables that might startle you, arouse you to anger, lash out really quickly, but then you notice, oh, it was just the universe sneaking up. This is how Alan Watts talks about it. It's the universe sneaking up to the universe going, boo! And the people who don't understand that they're scaring themselves continue to run as if a dog that has a chair tied to its leash keeps running away from it until you notice, oh, I'm running away from a chair that's pulling me, that I'm pulling behind on my leash. Gotcha. So you realize, okay, I cannot dominate reality. I can't know it. I'm going to have to live with this vulnerability and this fragility, this seeming vulnerability, this seeming fragility, this seeming openness to whatever can happen. And you apply faith in many ways that you don't even realize it. I mean, driving a car requires you to have faith in the car, to have faith in your ability to drive it, to have faith in all the idiot drivers out there, and the traffic signals and the infrastructure. There's so much you don't even think about when driving. You realize there is no central figure driving the car. Driving is a complete picture that includes all the other people, the traffic lights, the car, the engine, the rubber hoses, the gasoline. So much in that complexity could go wrong. You don't even know half of it. You don't even know a fraction of it. That's because there is nobody driving the car. This is the problem. We think there is some central figure driving our bodies. The other day I cut my finger. This was several months ago. I was holding some leaves and I was cutting them with my right hand. This left hand was holding it. And I sliced through my finger. My right hand sliced through my left hand, and me, the pilot, didn't even notice it. I just saw blood. And then all of a sudden, I started hurting. So all this stuff was going on. And so it makes you realize, okay, the right hand doesn't know what the left hand is doing. And the so-called pilot of the ship is completely unaware. So there's nobody home. Where do we pinpoint you in the body? Where's the steering wheel? Where's the controlling unit? There is none. There's no doer. It seems to be all doing itself. And I realize that. And so fear, what you notice as fear is a calling card. Move in towards the fear, move in towards the fear. It's all part of it. And then that's what makes life so much easier, because I realize there's no individual. In the same way that you can think of it this way, like a blood cell and a brain cell. One day a blood cell and a brain cell meet and they don't realize they're part of the whole system. And they fight with each other, get out of my way. I've got to work in the blood area. And the brain cell says, oh, I've got to do some neurological functions and blah, blah, blah. They don't know each other. They don't know that they are both cells in a system which is ungoverned by a central controlling agency. In the same way that me as the human don't recognize that I am fulfilling the purpose of the larger agency, the system, if you will, that moves on its own against itself and for itself. That's what faith and fear are. So the system moves against and for itself. It's like the two terminals on a battery. Positive, negative, positive, negative, positive, negative. And you wake up to that terminal. Yes, you're terminal. If you get a terminal diagnosis, it doesn't matter. You're terminal right now. Meaning you are in the midst of positive and negative. And spiritual alignment is like finding the ground wire of a battery. And you see through it. You see through the duality. And you see that positive and negative are the same. You might put it this way. God and the devil are the same. Good and evil are the same. Faith and fear are the same. And after that, there is none beside me. There is just this oneness of being in the middle of all that and noticing when you get pulled from one terminal to the next. It's kind of interesting. We call that contrast. Well, thank God for the contrast because it makes life interesting. Thank God for the fragility. Thank God, and I'm saying thank God in a sort of a figurative way. Thank the universe that we have these contrasting and interesting lives. And that I see fear is this sort of vain pretending to protect me from death. Thank you. But I think I want to explore what's trying to keep me out. Well, when I realize there's no central controlling agency in this body, you can't get to me. I'm unbothered. Nothing gets under my skin. Nothing bothers me. Nothing stops me. Nothing opposes me. So, I do it anyway. I do it with the feeling of fear. I do it with the feeling of self-consciousness, which diminishes in the person who understands there's no controlling agency. You open this body and tell me where I am. I can't find it. Nobody's home. I don't know where the central processing unit is because I am all of it and I expand beyond it. So I do it anyway. And I do it anyway, two different words, because I am the way. I'm the emptiness through which that notices the circuitous path that always seems to get to where it wants to go. So I'm just along for the ride. I'm free. Because I'm observing it from a midpoint. I'm not out on the outer fringe trying to chase positive and run away from negative. I'm enjoying the duality. But I know that I'm always getting to where I want to go because I've aligned with a purpose of the system. I'm smarter than a cell. Some people are locked up in the cell. They think they're just this little thing. Don't tread on me. That's innocent. That's an innocent ignorance. If somebody thinks they need to protect themselves because they're just simply paranoid. They keep frightening themselves and they keep running away from the chair that they're dragging on their own leash. Leave them be. For those of us who understand the greater good, the system, the larger purpose, we continue to move to the frontier, to the horizon. We want to be pioneers. So we're not afraid because we know there's no edge. It's a world without end. Kill the body if you have to. It's not my body because there's no one in it. Right? It's not my will because there's no one in it. It's a system. The system is running this thing, this program, if you will, beautifully. All systems go. The system is a go. So I do it anyway. And I do it anyway. My name is Ryan Hebert. I hope you enjoyed these insights. Please check out my blog. It's called mymorningmotivator.com, and we'll see you guys next time.